No
Chairman
worries.
Gensler from the SEC has basically said that crypto exchanges should be registered under securities laws, that they're trading securities, and that basically, uh, if you read through the lines, given that he's a very capable and focused man, uh, I don't know if a reckoning's coming, but there's going to be a point in time when there's an official designation.
There is a wolf in the crypto henhouse. The company's Prometheum. That was Aaron Kaplan, their co-CEO. And if you haven't heard what Prometheum is, you're about to.
Prometheum and its subsidiaries are building a public market and custodial infrastructure for digital asset securities pursuant to the federal securities laws.
Prometheum is a broker-dealer. So think of them like an exchange, like a Coinbase, like a Gemini, only totally compliant and meant for securities and security tokens.
Prometheum has developed proprietary technology in the United States. Prometheum subsidiaries are Securities and Exchange Commission registered broker-dealers and FINRA members. Prometheum ATS is an SEC-registered alternative trading system that matches orders for buyers and sellers of digital asset securities under the federal securities laws.
And to put this into perspective, this Promethean storyline has got to be the strangest thing I've seen in a while in this industry.
I don't know if a reckoning's coming, but there's going to be a point in time when there's an official designation. And when that occurs, it's going to be difficult for the major crypto exchanges in the United States who aren't registered under securities laws or registered as money service bureaus with money transmitter licensure to be as active in the space and to have list as many assets.
So Promethean is a broker-dealer. Promethean is an ATS.
It might be a situation where the major exchanges will have to partner with the ATSs.
Because just in this last month, in the middle of the SEC bringing cases on Coinbase, Gemini, and giving the stiff arm to Robinhood and others, Prometheum gets approval for the first of its kind special purpose broker-dealer, SPBD, for digital asset securities. Then Promethean CEO somehow gets a seat in front of Congress yesterday and starts reading off pre-written notes, clearly coordinating narratives.
There has been much discussion lately about the need for greater regulatory clarity for digital assets. The essential point at hand is not about more or less regulation or even new regulation, but rather the application of the existing regulatory frameworks to digital assets. The federal securities laws have been tried and tested for almost 90 years and have allowed the United States to establish the world's most trusted and advanced financial markets. The SEC is by far the most capable financial market regulatory agency in the world. The SEC relies on FINRA, a self-regulatory organization whose mission is market integrity and investor protection, to regulate the securities markets. Together, the SEC and FINRA employ approximately 8,000 employees to oversee these vital securities functions. Put simply, the federal securities laws and oversight from the SEC and FINRA have proven to be the most effective system to protect investors, operate fair and orderly markets, and protect customers' funds and assets.
Prometheum says they will facilitate trading of any token that their internal compliance analysis determines are securities. And the hook is this, because even though back in 2022, they listed all these Ethereum DeFi assets they're listing on their exchange, even though now with this special license, they're one of the only games in town since the SEC is suing everybody else, there's a disconnect because today, they're not allowed to list any crypto, and they won't be allowed until said cryptos are declared securities.
Mr. Kaplan, Prometheum's website says that Prometheum ATS supports, quote, many tokens that mostly trade on crypto exchanges, end quote. I'd like to dig in on that just a little bit. Can Prometheum customers trade in Ether? If your answer is yes, please explain how.
Not currently.
Can Prometheum customers trade in Bitcoin? If your answer is yes, please explain how.
No.
Just for the audience at home's benefit, Ether and Bitcoin make up more than 60% of the digital asset market. Mr. Kaplan, given that either Ether and Bitcoin make up more than 60% of the digital asset market, if the current system is working, why can't your customers trade the most popular and widely used digital assets?
Regulation.
And as pointed out, this ATS absolutely will not work unless the projects first register the tokens with the SEC.
Is this the end of crypto in America?
Hope so, don't think so. But
you hope so?
Yes.
And when people say Prometheum is a wolf in sheep's clothing, those ain't just words. This Prometheum story gets even better. How did these random lawyers supposedly get approval from the SEC and FINRA? Look no further than their team, including Rose Marie Finelli, who worked for the New York Stock Exchange and then worked for FINRA, John Tornator, who worked for the CBOE, or their Chief Compliance Officer, Joseph Z from, the SEC.
As I sort of mentioned before, Prometheum's team are experts at the intersection between securities regulation, the brokerage industry, and the distributed ledger technology. And basically, beyond our partnership here, as I mentioned before, Shanghai Wangzheng Blockchain is our co-founder. They're not a partner, they're our co-founder. We work hand in hand with them. And leveraging their excellent resource and expertise, we really feel that we can achieve our business plan in an efficient and intelligent manner.
And in their fundraising, how did they raise the money? Well, their fundraising was with a company which is a purported CCP, Chinese Communist Party affiliate. They raised $47 million without a product, hired former SEC and FINRA people, and pay $1.5 million to Network One Financial Securities. Who is Network One Financial? A shady broker-dealer with a Chinese affiliated firm and a horrible compliance track record of more than 20 regulatory or civil actions against them.
China knows exactly what they're doing. They want a firm grip over that industry within China. So yeah, you see all these bans and everything and whatnot they do like every year or 2 years on Bitcoin. But I mean, in the end, they're heavily promoting and allowing innovation for blockchain within certain bounds, and they just want a centralized, governing body to control it, and they want to make money off of it. They want to integrate it with their system. If they didn't believe in it, they wouldn't be creating a CBDC, or wouldn't have created a CBDC.
And they made all the money in the beginning.
Yep.
They're the ones
that's
who
just
were
how they roll.
like 50+% of the mining was there, like all the validation, and who could criticize?
And now this company, not Coinbase, not Gemini, not one of our own, but Prometheum, is now the golden boy in SEC broker-dealer compliance. And they claim, as stated, that their ATS supports digital asset securities, including Flow, Filecoin, The Graph, Compound, and Celo. So why are the tokens they listed last year many of the same tokens that the SEC has now first listed in their action against Coinbase and Binance? These guys are using their SEC and FINRA connections to push an agenda to get certain assets deemed securities, and for them to be the only approved player to capture the market. It's almost like this regulation has been to crush crypto-native companies and clear the way for the big boys, traditional investment banks, and their peers who weren't prepared for the 2021 rally. Case in point, BlackRock close to filing for a Bitcoin ETF application. Obviously, this is an ongoing story. The minute I get new information, I will make a video. I will keep you updated.